Okay, welcome back. And today I just wanted to show you some little projects that I've been messing about with lately. Started off recasting the flyboy head, and not too bad, not too bad. When I was demolding it, I should have marked it better. Instead of having the seam going down the middle of his face, should have had it going around the sides. But anyway, that happened, and I recast the Michael Keaton one and had varying degrees of success. Should show this was the first one I used without, pretty good air bubble in the nose, but and a few little air bubbles here and there, and half of his chin missing. The second time, come out a lot better. And I think this one I did actually put the seam going sort of across his head, but diagonally. And then I started doing the Action Man heads. I got this one. Had a few little imperfections I filled in. And I think the first one was maybe this one. This wasn't the original. The original was that dark green one over there. But yeah, come out okay. A few bits missing, like the ear. Filled in the hole at the back. And yeah, decent cast. Got all the details. My thinking was to just make some zombie type action men. This is one my son painted. And what I did with this one was I recast the skull from my co-models, Jason the Argonaut's figure. This is the one with the resculpted brow. I just cast it the same way, and then made these eye holes bigger and took the eyebrows off, and then cut it in half. Cut the recast Action Man head in half, and married them together. Added some green stuff for bones, sinew, and flesh and stuff. I think it came out pretty nice. So my idea was to recast these Mezco heads, and then using a technique shown by the craft man, blow these sculpts up into 1/6 scale, but it didn't quite work out. I done what was the method he shown was to make a mold and then put it in white spirit. But the thing with white spirit and silicone is it gets very slippy, and if you don't have registration marks in your mold, this is what happens. As you can see, half the head is dropped on the left hand side where that hairline there shouldn't be there. Those two parts should match up, and it's not terrible. It could be fixed, but it's not quite 1/6 scale, and I don't know if I can be bothered to keep a lot of bubbles from the white spirits, and just wasn't a very good cast. I don't think. Well, in this scale, it came out pretty decent, but once you start trying to blow things up, you're gonna and use mineral spirits or white spirit, as we call it here in the UK. I don't think I cleaned out the mould. I should have washed it out. So that's why it's got so much imperfections there. I could probably clean it up and get it looking half decent, but yeah, half his face is dropped. I do have another couple of things I've been messing about with. Sculpt. I don't really want to give the seller any advertising because I didn't have very good experience with him. Bought it off eBay. It took a month to ship it. And I might show that in a future video. It is a good sculpt, and I have recast it for my own personal use. Before anybody jumps on me saying, "Oh, he's selling recasts," these are just for my own entertainment and just learning. It's a fun thing to learn. The process of moulding and casting. I had, as you can see, some good experiences, some bad experiences, but all good learning and good fun experimenting with. Now with the Action Man heads, so that was one of the ones I used with just the resin, and pretty good results. And the eyeballs, as this is an Action Man eagle eye head, the eyeballs are separate, whereas with this type of head, the original head, the eyes are just painted on. So these eyeballs are just these, I think they're 6mm BB pellets, balls. So that's them inside, and you can see I've got a 2-part mould there. So all the details are captured. So I could put a mechanism in there if I wanted at a later date, but I just wanted to get some copies because I don't really want to damage heads. I mean, these two I got as they are. I cleaned them up a bit. They still had a little bit of hair on them, but they were missing the eyes, missing the mechanism. Oh, I thought these are ideal candidates for recasting, because I have been wanting to do it for a while, but every time I get distracted with projects like this guy. He was going to be a candidate, but his nose was a bit damaged. Could have resculpted it. Instead I sanded it down, and now he's got a kind of a boxer's nose. And then this other one here, if I can reach and get in. I was going to shave all his hair off, and I started, and then I kind of thought, oh, that looks kind of good. I'll do a Travis Bickle. So that's what happened with him. So I finally got these 2 heads off eBay. This one and this one. Somebody was sending them for a tenner for the pair, so I grabbed those and started recasting. And had a little bit of fun mixing. Firstly, this one I used flesh tone, and it gives you a lot of air bubbles, but you can see it's kind of like a speckled effect, which made me think, zombie. So that's the direction it took me. And then with the eyes, I got yellow 6mm BB balls, and a few little holes here and there I had to fill in. But not sure what I'm going to do with these, but I thought I'd have a little play. And then the next one I did was this one, mixed in some blue paint, and for whatever reason it actually made the head bigger. So whatever the chemical reaction was, as you can see, I'll put the two side by side. Maybe you can, maybe you can't see. One is slightly bigger than the other in height and more fuller in the face. I'll move it back here, you might be able to see a bit better in the light. So yeah, interesting. And then next I did this green one. This gave me a lot of air bubbles and made the resin very brittle. So that's a weird effect. This one, the resin's pretty decent, pretty tough, if anything. A few air bubbles and a few imperfections, but yeah, I might make some more of these using the blue paint. That white one over there, my son painted. He's done a good job. Yeah, put the paint on rather thick, still a bit wet in places. That's like a week ago. He really slathered the paint on, but it's really got like a melted face effect, and I just glossed the eyes. Really like that. And he painted this one. This was the zombie one that I showed a minute ago. He just slathered paint on, and I originally painted the skin tone like a bluey green to, tribute the Dawn of the Dead ones. It was a bit darker than that tone, but I went for that, and then he painted over the top with the red, and it's sort of all mixed, and some of it's faded back to the white, the sort of creamy resin underneath. Looks pretty good. And the pièce de résistance, if I can show you here, this is where we've ended up. Start with the bottom, as a lot of people do with the boots. They've been weathered just with white paint, just a light dry brushing. So is the helmet. I did get a bundle of Action Man figures off a local guy who says they were his from childhood, and I'm not sure that's true, but I got some really good deals that I've been meaning to do videos on, but haven't got round to. So just weathered the boots. The outfit was in good condition colour wise, but as you can see here, it's pretty moth-eaten and tattered. So I was going to do like a Dawn of the Dead type zombie. Instead I went for this look instead. So this is where we've ended up. Sort of cross between Dawn of the Dead and Dead Snow. Zombie. As I say, it was like a blue skinned version before. But and then it was like flesh tone, and then it was kind of like a yellowy colour with some brown washes, and then went a bit crazy with some mahogany felt tip, because I'd painted the hands with the same stuff, also flesh tones, and I actually recast these hands as well. They're just resin recasts of some 40th hands that I've cast in resin, because the original figure, which is in really good shape, it was in a bundle that I got, it didn't. One of the hands was flaking off, and the rubber was kind of perishing, and one was missing. This one, it was missing a thumb, so I sort of put a bit of wood in the end of his thumb to simulate bone. And part of the hand here didn't sculpt properly, had a bit of an air bubble, so I scooped that out and made that a bit gory. And the hands were still looking a little bit, I don't know, dry looking, so I used this mahogany felt tip pen for covering laminate floor scuffs, and I like the look of it. Used it up the arm as well. I mean, the good thing about it is I could clean it off if I wanted to, but I think it works as, if it focuses, as sort of dried blood. Recast the hands and the joints, the pegs. Just painted those black. Thought it would break it up a bit. So the outfit was originally a lot darker, so I used a whitewash paint, and I just sewed it up a bit there where it was coming apart. Don't really like seeing the metal clasps. Sewed back down the lapel, which was hanging off, and then just, I say, whitewashed it to give it a sort of dusty look. But all the holes, all the weathering was done by nature, or moths or rats or wherever it had been stored. So it looks pretty decent to my eyes anyway. Tell me what you think. Do you like it? Is it sacrilege? I know some Action Man collectors don't like anything that's not stock or, you know, original. Don't like reproduction stuff, and they don't like customized stuff. That's fair enough. But this is my stuff, my taste, and I've always missed those zombie Nazis that I sold to Sven. So I thought, well, why not? So the skulls come out really nice. And the eyeball hanging out looks pretty putrid. Really like that. And you can see part of the skull in the nose section there coming through. That's a screenshot if ever I did see one. If I can keep my hand still. Like also the crackling, don't know how I did it on the skull there. That come out really nice. So that's it really. That's what I've been up to lately with regards to casting, recasting, making moulds, making Action Man heads. For what purpose I don't know, but just having a bit of fun with it. I've got some other stuff to show, other custom stuff and other stuff that I got in the bundle. I got a big box of stuff here somewhere that I could do a whole video just going through that stuff there. I've got such a good deal with some vehicles and some clothing and figures during the lockdown period, and now all the car boots are open. I haven't been to any, but I'm sure people are getting some good deals out there. I've seen some good deals on Facebook, but nothing as good as the deal I got, I'm afraid, for people out there, because the price of these things seems to be going up and up and up for original stuff. And some people have been very greedy. And the Action Man community is very good. If somebody asks for valuations. I've seen a lot of people getting valuations and getting really good money, and then some people being really greedy and getting top end, whereas it doesn't really leave a lot of room for people on a budget or people that buy to sell. It's a hard one because obviously if I was buying something, I'd want it as cheap as possible, just because I'm tight, not to make a profit, just to have stuff. And there are some really good people. I have to give a shout out to Roy, who done me a great deal recently, and I'll show the stuff he sent me in upcoming vid. So there is some good people in the community. So yeah, the price on the vintage stuff is going up, and even the modern stuff, people are chancing their arm and trying to get money and call it vintage when it's not really. But this is, that's an aside. This is my take on Zombie Action Man. Say, might be some people's taste, some people might not like it, that's fine. But I just thought I'd share, because I haven't done a video in a while. And if people like this, I will share some more stuff. Leave a comment, subscribe if you like, and talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.